Hello and welcome. Did you know that in South Africa, 50 to 60% of first year students at university drop out? What a staggering statistic. I was also shocked as you are right now when I found out about that statistic. Now, in this video, we are going to explore some of the reasons why first year university students drop out of university. This is results-oriented preparation. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Kenneth. Please help the channel grow, like, share the videos, and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. If it's your first time on this channel, you are very much welcome. Please consider subscription to the channel. There's so many reasons, really, why first-year students drop out of university. Now, some of the reasons are either academic or either personal or social reasons. However, the statistics themselves were confirmed by the Minister of Higher Education, Mr. Bled Zimande, in a report which I'll link in the description down below. Let's look at some of these reasons. Let's start with the academic reasons. Now, first and foremost, number one is usually one of the biggest reasons why there are so many dropouts, which is difficulty to adapt to university workloads. Now, the transition from high school to university usually catches some of the students off guard because the amount of work now that they are exposed to, the speed of delivery from the lecturers, the assignments and stuff like that, it becomes too much to bear. So a lot of students find it difficulty to adapt, and as a result, they end up dropping out because the transition from high school to varsity is usually a very steep one. So failing to adapt is the first reason that we are talking about. Number two was the second most important reason, which is choosing a wrong course. Now, a lot of people are pressured into choosing wrong courses. Some of the reasons for choosing a wrong course would be, for example, peer pressure. Your friends are maybe doing an engineering course, and then you find yourself going into engineering as well. So that becomes the reason why you fail, because at the end of the day, when pressure comes in, it will show when you don't have passion for the subject. So as a result, the pressure builds up to a point whereby you cannot bear, and then you end up uh, obviously dropping out or maybe changing courses. A lot of people also choose courses either family pressure. Your father was a doctor or a lawyer, so they pressure you into the same line of work, which is something that you're not really passionate about. Maybe you wanted to do music, maybe you wanted to do digital marketing, but there is a certain a course that they felt like you were supposed to do, and you did not have the guts to tell them no. So at the end of the day, you find yourself doing something that you do not like. It becomes boring, it becomes something else, and then you just think, no, let me just leave. So that is the second reason why they drop out. Number three is lack of preparation for university rigor. Now, what I mean by that is there is a shortage of skills. For example, there are certain study skills that you need a tertiary education that are not necessarily needed at high school. So a lot of people find themselves into that position where they do not have the necessary skills to deal with the academic work that they are faced with. For instance, maybe you need to conduct research, you need to be a good researcher, assignment, essay writings, and all of those things, which require you to do things and be learning at the same time. So that the lack of skills which you must be building up at that particular time, going back to find means and ways to bridge the knowledge gap, it requires a lot of time, a lot of hard work, and a lot of people find themselves failing to cope, and as a result, dropping out. Number four is financial constraints. Now, we all know that a lot of university going students find themselves maybe taking a part-time job because of the cost, the expenses, the living expenses. It could be accommodation, it could be tuition, it could be a whole lot of other expenses that compound to make that university experience a little bit expensive. So as a result, the focus becomes the part-time job, leaving less time and room for academic activities. Therefore, this sort of pressure makes it difficult for them to cope and make and strike a balance really between their academic work as well as their part-time jobs. Remember, the part-time job, you're earning money, and it's always good to have something in your pocket. You enjoy the life, you enjoy expanding, and finally it will catch up with you failing to really do what is needed to have good grades and to pass your semester. So as a result, they fall out. Now let's quickly look at some of the personal and social reasons. Now before we go ahead, please ensure that you do subscribe, share, and like the video. A lot of kids in South Africa coming from rural areas are faced with a situation where probably they are homesick and they are lonely. Uh, the, the, the failure to adapt, for example, to city life or to adapt to campus life makes it difficult for them to continue with their studies. You've grown up in a big family or whatever size of family, and you're used to being in contact directly with your siblings, with your parents, and you find yourself in a place where you sort of are alone. Maybe others find it difficult to create friendships, to create meaningful relationships that can keep them going in the case where there are difficulties. So because of that, they feel it doesn't work for them, and then they also drop out. Now, another personal or social reason is mental health issues. Now, the amount of work will create circumstances where probably stress will build up. There's so much pressure, anxiety for assignment deadlines, anxiety for examinations, anxiety leading to depression. So mental health issues are also one of those reasons personally that affect people finding themselves in a mental blockage where they're really failing to exercise their mental capacity optimally, feeling under pressure, and as a result, depression kicks in, stress, and all of that anxiety, and then they feel they cannot cope, and as a result, they find themselves dropping out and maybe trying something, whether going into the place of work or something else. But really, they find out that university is not for them because they do not have the mental strength to cope with what the amount of pressure that exists in that particular environment. Last but not least is the lack of support systems at university campuses. It could be social support systems that help students to cope with the different lifestyle that they are introduced to. Or it could be a support systems that relate to studies, whether they've got access to a business coach or to study partners or to other lecturers who can help them deal with the amount of work, assignments, and stuff like that. So failure to do this ensures that it becomes difficult for them to adapt to the changes that they are facing, the amount of changes that are introduced into their life when they go to varsity. So this becomes quite a big problem for them, and then they finally drop out. I'm really interested to hear from you how you are coping with your studies, especially those that have made it to the second year, third year, and all the way to finish their courses. Please do leave a comment down below and tell us exactly the kind of challenges that you faced at varsity, and also how you dealt with them. Now, this is not only limited to varsity, but any other college or any other tertiary institution where you find yourself studying. What are the challenges that you're facing, and how are you dealing with them to ensure that you succeed? Thank you so much for watching. This is results-oriented preparation. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.